Huh? Mommy and Daddy are getting ready to go. She's up here. Do you want to come sit with her? Hey, get up there. It's so early. What are you doing? Aren't you tired? No? You're just so excited you couldn't sleep? Are you gonna have a good day? Don't cry.
I'm crying. You're gonna go to the aquarium today, though? Oh my goodness, you have so much fun.
I love you. Give me a hug.
You want pictures?
You're gonna send us pictures?
Okay.
Okay.
We'll send you pictures, you send us pictures, okay?
Okay. Good deal.
Send it to Arizona.
Have a kiss.
Send it to Arizona.
Okay.
Hey, YouTube.
YouTube. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, social media. We are on the road. It's 4:51 a.m. We are headed to the airport
Yeah.
with no children. Car seats are empty, which is like very bittersweet because it's so sad. We just said goodbye to the girls. Noah was awake.
Yeah.
But where are we going?
Going to Phoenix on our 6-year anniversary trip.
6 years married on the 28th. Today's the 26th, so in 2 days, Sunday. But it is the first time ever leaving our girls. We've never left them. Noah has had sleepovers before with grandparents, but this is the first time leaving Jayla ever overnight. First time leaving town since, this is the first time we've left town, just you and I, since our honeymoon.
Yeah.
Right?
So, yeah.
Maybe there was like a small trip. Maybe like a small trip, but like since being pregnant, at least. Since being pregnant with Noah, what, for almost 5 years ago now, because she's turning 4. First time being just you and I without our girls for longer than like a 3-hour span.
Yeah.
So even though, so we're only going to Arizona for
2 nights.
2 nights.
3 full days, though.
3 full
So we're
days.
getting there by like 9 a.m. today on a Friday, and then leaving 9 p.m. on Sunday. So
So we won't get home till like
it's like
midnight.
or 1 a.m. on Monday morning.
So 3 full days, which is still a short trip, but it's gonna feel like so much time because we're not used to not having kids. We're used to like a 2-hour, 3-hour date at most. So like 3 days is gonna feel like forever. And everyone keeps saying like, oh, what are your plans? And honestly, we have a few plans, but we're just excited to like walk through the airport with like nothing, like no luggage,
no bags, no carry-outs.
Like I just have a purse.
Check a couple bags at the gate and
don't have to keep track of the kids. So we're excited to walk through the airport together. We're excited to go sit at a coffee shop. We're excited to drive around. We're excited.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. We're gonna be living it high class, nice car.
We're excited for the little things of just being together and being able to talk without little kids talking, because if you have toddlers, you know that there's no way to have a conversation. At least Noah is very talkative, and I love that about her. But I'm really looking forward to having just like some conversation where my brain can actually think what I want to talk about.
And what sparked this whole idea of going to Phoenix wasn't actually our anniversary, but what we call a low-cost probe to see where God is really wanting us and just trying to live by His purpose, not our purpose, and to see what His plan is. And we feel that that our heart leans towards Phoenix because of a church that is so special to us out there, Impact. And so we're going out there to see what God does in our hearts and
see how our hearts feel. But honestly, if we're even possibly considering moving to Arizona, we were like, we need to go see what the summer feels like in Arizona. We've never experienced.
End of July, let's do it.
We've never experienced Arizona in the summer, so I have no idea.
In May. It's like I think we went there in May.
I think it was end of
April, May.
End of April. So we've not been there in the summer. So if we're gonna consider moving there, we have to go check it out, what it feels like in the summer. Plus, we wanted to do something for our anniversary anyways. We saved all our birthday money to do something special for our anniversary, and we got a really great deal going to Arizona in the middle of July. So this whole trip was very affordable. It all ended up working out to like double down and celebrate our anniversary and go out and just see where God has our hearts, because our life has just done a 360 in the last year, and we're just continuing to lean into God and His will and His plan for us. So yeah, we're excited to make this weekend about God and our hearts and just see what He has for us, but also just celebrate marriage, invest in our marriage a little bit, have a little bit of a reset before we get back to the grind of life, and a lot of changes have happened. So very needed and excited to see what comes.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Having morning coffee with Mimi. That was a coffee, real coffee, Mimi's coffee. I have Bastion on it.
Noah, you have real coffee? Oh my goodness. It's official, guys. We are on an escalator. Without a stroller.
No elevators today.
No elevators today. Video.
Where are we going?
Pick up the rental car.
You excited?
I'm so excited.
Please hold on. Approaching Terminal 3.
Okay, Brian's really hype right now because we're about to go get the car. He's been waiting for this moment. Where are you?
Self-driving conversion.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. So we rented a car from Turo. We started, when we first booked the trip, Brian booked a Tesla. And we watched the video on the Tesla, and I'm like, no, I'm not about to spend my 3-day weekend watching you learn how to drive this thing. But I would get so annoyed. And it looked really complicated. Oh, crap. So we returned that, like with no penalty, and we rented a different car, and Brian's super hyped. I think this will be better anyways. Brian told me to pack light because he didn't think there'd be enough room in the car for suitcases. So I guess we'll see how much room we have. We have 3 little suitcases. but we're going to find it. Cute suitcases. Okay, day 2. We're almost there. Huh? It's not bad. It's still warming up. I feel like Arizona heat is different than Colorado heat. This car is Brian's anniversary gift from me to him. Pretty much. I hope you're not disappointed. I hope not. What?
BMW.
Inside joke.
Wow.
Coffee? Do you like it? Look at the AC.
You have the sun softener. Alright, stay tuned.
How do you open the door? Brian. How do I open it? What button? Oh. You like it?
Oh yeah. What we're listening to here.
Let's get some K-Love up in this. 91.1. Wow, those are little seats. Is Brianna gonna fit back here?
And,
I think our luggage will fit. What are you doing? Wow.
ladies and gentlemen. Okay,
Wait,
got one suitcase in there.
that's the whole back?
That's a little bad.
So now these have to fit in the back seat.
How do you do this?
Oh my gosh, just slide it through like that. Oh, okay. Slide it over. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Is the AC on?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, where are we going?
I don't know. Okay, you go butt first and then you pull it closed. You just like fall down into the seat, yeah. Yep. Well, not like that. Okay, now pull it closed. Oh yeah, I'm so excited. This is gonna be fantastic. Ooh!
That was not.
Okay, I got in way more casual.
So our flight was great. I literally watched an entire movie from start to finish. So relaxed. I don't even remember the last time I watched a movie like that. So it's only been a few hours and the trip's already off to a great start. Timed the car perfectly. We're in the car, got in so easy. First time using Turo and it worked out really well. Brian's trying to figure out how to get buckled here. So we have no idea where we're going yet, but we can't check into our hotel till 4 p.m. And tonight we're hanging out with Brian's sister, my sister-in-law Brianna. She has some places planned to go check out and see, and so she lives here, so we're gonna go check out her house. She's been doing a lot of projects there. Go see her, and then we're gonna go out tonight, which the three of us have not gone out in a while. I mean, we don't go out at all. So this is all such a new experience for us since having kids and being parents. So yeah, we're gonna wait for Brianna to get off work and maybe just go drive around, get some coffee. Haven't had a caffeine yet, but yeah.
What we got here today? Strawberry pancakes and a flight of coffee. Alright, ready?
Brian, oh my gosh. said the elevators are back here.
Party tomorrow.
Just got into our room. Friends peeing. So nice. Do you like it?
Great. I love it.
Bathtub and shower. Super nice. We have a view of the parking lot, but they renovated the resort a few years ago. I think it was a few, oh crap, oh goodness. And they have these like little cabana pools on this side, and those little huts have like full AC, a bathroom, a living room, fridge, and you get your own private pool with the cabana, but they're like $700 a day. So that costs way more than we paid even for this trip. So we're probably not gonna do that. But there is a pool party tomorrow, so might have to check out the pool party. Whatever the pool party is, because there's a lot of old people.
Yeah.
How would
Party's
you
gonna
describe,
be for them.
how would you describe the people?
The scenery?
Yeah.
White. It's a whiteout.
A whiteout.
It's a whiteout. Of hair. No. Oh no.
White hair.
White hair.
Okay. What color hair are you? Really?
No, you can't post that.
I'm gonna post that. What do you think this is? An anniversary trip or something?
Yeah, show me.
So going out
We going out.
at 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
We're going to get Brianna. That's what we're doing.
Going to get Brianna.
Going to go get Brianna. Feeling real self-conscious.
Oh, you look so good. You look so good.
What is this?
Brian, you look
What is
cute.
this? What about these shoes?
Stop.
I'll get some shoes. That's what we're going.
Whatever, you look so good.
Were you getting this in that camera? Check. Alright, we're going to Old Town Scottsdale.
Drop that.
Alright. Alright, where are we going?
Are we going to a bar?
What's a bar?
Cheers. Cheers. Someone eat the pepper. Brian, eat it. Eat the pepper. I'm not gonna eat it. Okay, eat it. I don't want it. No, eat it.
Eat it.
Ready? Cheers. Cheers.
It's tiny. Spicy? Does it hurt?
Drop that.
I'm immune to it. Ready? Wait, I can't do it again. I'm already
Spicy water will help.
I think that's badass. The smaller, the spicier.
It's like you.
Oh, you're still recording. Out on the town. The old town. Old town. They have these. No. Oh, no. Good morning.
Morning.
We are headed to get coffee and breakfast where?
Hash.
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 Let's hope Brian picked a good place. We got our pool stuff though. We're ready to go to the pool when we get back. Apparently there's a pool party here today, so I don't know what a pool party is. I've never been to a pool party.
Yeah.
We're not sure if we want pool party vibes or like relax and quiet vibes. Good thing there's 2 pools, so we'll see which pool the pool party's at and see what we're feeling. But last night we had so much fun going out with Brianna, piano bar, all the things, ton of fun. And today we're going to relax and enjoy sitting by the pool, which we don't ever get to
A whole lot
do.
of nothing.
Yeah, just get to do whatever we want when we want. And then tonight we're gonna celebrate our anniversary with dinner. So stay tuned. And Brian loves his car. Do you love your car?
Oh yeah, it's great. Such good. Alrighty, so we just went to Marshall's. Why? It's affordable. And we were able to get some birthday shopping done for the girls. So.
We wanted to go shopping while we're here. And you have to check out Marshall's. Obviously got some new sunnies. What else did we buy? Oh, I got a pair of shoes.
Some stuff for the girls' birthdays.
Noah and Jay's birthday's coming up, and we don't really get to go shopping for them too easily with them around. So we got them a few little things for their birthday. And it's hot. It's hot out. Still cannot figure out how to get into this car.
This dude
Brian.
12%.
Back seat's real small. Sat back there last night and my muffin top was cramping. But I fit back there. Anyone taller than me would not fit. I think I had this much left to the top.
Ow.
Really?
Ow.
The girls are doing so good without us. We're gonna get home and they're gonna be like, Mom and Dad, you're boring. Mimi and Pops took them to the aquarium yesterday with G Mama and G Papa. So they're great grandparents. Jayla loved the aquarium, and so last night was my first night ever away from Jayla since she's been born. Like, I've snuggled that little nugget every night. Well, not every night. She started sleeping in her own bed, but I've been with her every night since she's been born. So last night was a first, and I was just hoping that she did really well, because, you know, kids, sometimes it can be hit or miss with sleep, and she slept through the night in her big girl bed, and they're having so much fun. Today they're going shopping, and then they're going to Chuck E. Cheese and church, so they're having the time of their life, but we miss them.
We're having the time of our life too.
I say we miss them, but I feel like it's the perfect time away to like make the heart grow fonder and to have a refresh, because Brian and I always want to put our marriage first. Truly, we put God first in our relationship with God and Jesus, and then next comes, oh, my seatbelt. Next comes the seatbelt.
Next comes.
God first, and then marriage, so husband and wife next, and then, oh my gosh, and then kids. And you know, that makes sense on paper, right? Like, yeah, God first, then your husband, then your kids, but putting that into practice actually in real life isn't as easy as it always sounds. So we always want to make it a priority to pour into our marriage and to each other and just nurture and water our marriage, because if you're not watering it, it's not growing. And yeah, we just always want God to be able to work in our marriage and bring us closer and just build that foundation, and then put our kids next. And sometimes it's even hard to put your kids next after, you know, it can be so easy to put like other things in that third position before your children, almost in a subconscious way. So first things first, just the Lord and asking Him to prioritize our relationship relationships, and it's important to take these moments to pour into marriage because marriage is such a gift.
We've been having a blast.
You love me,
I love you very much.
even without children.
What?
I feel like I don't.
I get the full version of you without children around.
I know, we get like all of each other. It's so cool. What is up, guys? So this video is like a fast forward, and I just felt convicted to really share this and include it in the video. So I filmed that video back in July. I'm just now getting around to editing it to share, and it's October, almost the end of October now. And I just, like, one thing you'll get with me is I wear it all on my sleeve. I truly believe that God has gifted me with the gift of vulnerability. I've always just been drawn to be very vulnerable and share all parts of me, the broken, the good, the bad. And I find that vulnerability creates intimacy in places, and not intimacy the way you're thinking of intimacy, but just intimate spaces that allows other people to be like, yeah, me too, not feel alone, and allows a safe space for other people to open up. So I feel like Brian and I have just always been these people who will share it all. Like, what you see is what you get. Yeah, you're gonna see our faults and our brokenness, but you're gonna also see the way we navigate through that. So we're never gonna just share half of our life and then keep the other half quiet. Like, you're gonna get it all. You're gonna see the transformation through it all. And our testimonies for another time. That video will eventually come. But God has been moving and working like crazy in our life. Completely transforming and changing our hearts. And we've just prayed. My main prayer lately has been, Lord, please change the desires of my heart to align with your will for me. And that's a hard prayer because usually, like, he's going to reveal something, you're going to have to work and grow through something. Things are going to have to change that you want or that you once were, and you're going to be made new. And that's the beautiful thing about, getting born into a new creation. When you accept Jesus as your Lord, as your Savior, the Holy Spirit comes in you, and that Holy Spirit gets to work. And it's not always visible. Sometimes it's behind the scenes. Sometimes we can't put all the pieces together till we look back, and sometimes he'll change you like that. And it's just amazing how he works. But the Holy Spirit has been at work in your girl, and I can look back and see he's been at work for a long time. And I think the closer you get to God, the closer you learn how to know his voice, the more you read his word, he becomes clearer. And rather than hearing the enemy's voice, which is usually loud and confusing, and we have to lean into the whisper of God's voice. We have to tune into the frequency of faith. And that happens just by spending time with God. It happens over time. Growth takes time. It happens by reading his word. And we have been in a season of complete growth, complete transformation, laying down our desires, our wants, our will, and saying, okay, God, we want your will. We want what you say is best, even if it means sacrificing what we want, changing our lives, admitting and confessing where we are, and listening to those deep convictions in our heart. So, with that being said, no judgment for where you currently are on your walk, because God's timing is the best timing. And I think it's so cool that we have a gracious, loving God, that he, even though he'll maybe convict us of something or maybe ask us to change something, and sometimes we selfishly say no, or sometimes we just aren't, like, we're just not in that alignment yet. He's so gracious just to continue to work on our hearts, continue to give us those opportunities, continue to show us like, hey, I have a better way for you. I want something more for you. His will is always so much better than what we think we are, like our will. We think we can manufacture a will that is so good. And even if it looks good on paper, like whatever God has planned is so much better, so much more fruitful. But anyways, so I've been a Christian my entire life. I grew up basically being Christian. I wouldn't say I was immersed in Christianity. It was kind of like the way I've been thinking about it lately, and maybe this isn't accurate, but half in the world, half in the Christianity, like I just wasn't walking with the Spirit, and you don't know what that is until you know what that is. So God, through the last 2 years, has just been renewing my faith in my Christianity and showing me this entirely new level to a relationship with Him, and how to truly align my life with His word and His truths and things. And sometimes He convicts us of things that we may not even understand why. And He doesn't always reveal why. But on the other side of being obedient and saying, okay, God, yes, I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it frustrated. I'm going to do it even though I don't understand why, or even though I don't want to. There's always blessing on the other side of obedience. And wow, He has made that so clear in our life. When you hear our testimony and kind of what He's been doing, like on the other side of that jump of obedience, it's like, I can't describe it. And I feel like God has done that several times in my life. So then when He convicted me of this and I finally was like, okay, God, yes, I just knew that there would be blessings on the other side of it. And they're not always right away. Sometimes you can't put all the pieces together until you look back in hindsight. But He works everything for His good. So with that being said, posting this video and being a Christian woman, I'm going to start with the first one, and then I have been very convicted lately to be a modest woman. And I wouldn't say that's necessarily my story of the past. I think a lot of us women dress how we want to dress, and things are cute. And I, most of the time, like dress the way I want to dress out of innocence. It's because, oh my gosh, that's so cute. And you know, we live in a worldly, earthly world where everyone's dressing that way. There's trends, there's things. But you know, God calls us to be different. He calls us to be apart from the world. He calls us to be the ones who stand out, to go against the grain. And I've been convicted for a while to be a modest Christian woman. That doesn't mean I can't have style. I can't have, like, there's so much dignity and class in being modest. And maybe you notice in this video or not, I feel convicted. I even thought about, okay, maybe I shouldn't post this video, because I wouldn't say I made the most modest choices. I honestly went to Target and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling myself. I get to be like a young wife out in Arizona. I don't have my children with me. Like, I'm not in my mom clothes. Like, most of the time I'm in big shirts, I'm in jammies, I'm in workout clothes, I have food all over me. So I was super excited to be like, I get to get ready. I get to dress up a little bit, which I never do. And honestly, usually lasts for about a few days or hours. And then I'm like, give me back my comfy clothes and my jammies. I'm just not like a get ready type girl. Like, I don't even ever wear makeup. But anyways, I just felt convicted about some of my outfit choices. You know, I went to Target and I was like, I'm going to get something cute and feel good about myself, which I think is an okay thing to do. And it all came from innocence, and I wasn't trying to be unmodest. But watching these back, man, like, I just feel so convicted to display myself as modest, to display myself as a woman of God with dignity. And that's not to look down on any other girls or women. I just feel called to that. That's in my heart. Like I said, I've been a Christian my entire life, and I've had my seasons. You know, I've been a girl in high school before, but I also want to show my girls that their confidence, their validation doesn't come from what they wear or the attention they get or what they look like. Like, they can proudly represent themselves with class. Yeah, so I just feel really convicted of that, even more so. Like, even God's been working in my heart in this, even before this trip, and just watching it back, like how much more He's even convicted my heart since then. And I just want to be an example for other women. I want to be a strong, confident woman who represents herself modestly. So that's my first conviction with watching this video back and editing it. Secondly, since this video was recorded, I have decided to commit my life to sobriety. So obviously you see us drinking and having a bit of a good time in this video. Kind of backstory, I had my seasons. Brian and I, like I said, our testimony will come, but we were kids in high school, you know, having fun, partying, you know, just kind of just living. And I never would say I have an issue with alcohol. It's never been like a concerning issue for me. So it's always just felt like, okay, like I can, and as I've gotten into adulthood, so kind of mentioned in the video before, so I got pregnant with Noah when I was 22, had her at 23, got pregnant with JLo when I was 23, and had her at the end of when I was 23, I think. And now, no, that's not right. Yeah, that's right. Something like that. At least for 4 years, I was pregnant shortly after turning 21. Not that like I didn't get that time or whatever. But after like having my girls, it's always just kind of been a thing of like, yeah, I can have one or two here, like have those fun moments. But then I've always just been a very disciplined, like, okay, let's get back to life. Like it's never been a daily thing or an issue thing for me or something that I really desire to do. But every time I drink, even since high school, I've felt a conviction for a long time. I felt a conviction to commit my life to sobriety for a long time. And I think that maybe comes from I feel like I can see the blessing of what it is now. So my dad was an alcoholic before they had me. So he ended up having a DUI, went to jail. During this time, him and my mom were dating and getting married. And I think kind of like my mom's like, okay, like if things don't change, like this isn't going to work type thing. Like she wanted to have a family and like that just wasn't lining up. So my dad committed his life to sobriety, went through the 12 steps, got clean, and he is now celebrating, I think he's on year 32 of sobriety. And what a gift that has been to me. You know, I didn't have to grow up with my dad going through that. Like I just see it as such a gift and how fortunate I am that my dad committed his life to sobriety, you know, before I was ever born, and I got to experience like the true, genuine version of my dad, and truly like them breaking that off for my brother and I. So, and I also got to grow up watching my parents live life and have fun, and because my mom doesn't really drink, you know, she went through a very traumatic time with my dad. She's kind of like me, that's just not really her thing. So she has a lot of brokenness around drinking and like trauma, like who wouldn't, you know, someone going through that. But of course, though, as your kids, like my brother and I, we had to learn how to make that decision for ourselves if that's what we wanted. And sometimes, like, in order to recognize what that decision is, you have to walk through some of the brokenness. So I walked through some of the brokenness with drinking, like I experienced it, whatnot. And then my brother actually this year sorry, I'm going to get emotional because it's just seeing how God's moved and worked in our family and our life. And this is just a glimpse, but my brother has celebrated a year of sobriety this July. And I couldn't be more proud of him. My brother is a very incredibly special person to me, and he inspires me so much. So watching him, so my brother actually was an alcoholic too, and it started to consume, and the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and it started to kill, steal, and destroy his life. And sometimes you have to hit rock bottom, you know, and he had his moment where he was like, I'm gonna change. And with God, you know, he committed his life to sobriety, and his journey has been so incredibly amazing to watch. He asked, after he committed his life to sobriety, he asked his girlfriend to be his fiance, and since then they've gotten married, and it's so cool to watch him get to experience those moments in life, being fully present, gifting himself to all of his relationships, and now getting a step into being a husband as a sober man. And I'm so proud of him, and he's been so inspiring to me. And you know, when you have an alcoholic problem, like, you know, there's a problem. Okay, something needs to change. But sometimes the enemy can be so discreet. And I feel like with me that it isn't a problem, but sometimes, you know, oh, I like to have one or two here. I like to have a good time. Like, he makes it so comfortable and so innocent that you can't necessarily see where it might be stealing away something from you. But I feel that conviction every time. And like, you can ask Brian, I've had several conversations where you're like, I think I should be sober, but I don't know. You know, that's a hard thing to do. Like, I enjoy my spicy margaritas. But I think so I've been sober. You know, I've been sober several times. I've walked through pregnancy, breastfeeding. Like, that was because I had to, though, because I was pregnant and breastfeeding. This sobriety journey for a lifetime is because I want to, because I want to be an example, because I want to be an inspiration. I want to show my girls that you can have fun and live a fruitful, full life without alcohol. Of course, at some point in their life, I'm going to tell them, you know, you shouldn't drink. But how can I tell that to them if they've watched me drink? And I know they're going to have to walk their own journey. I'm not going to force them not to. You know, they're going to have to walk their own journey just like my brother and I did, of probably trying drinking and maybe, you know, making that choice for themselves or not making that choice. Like, their journey is their journey. But I can say, I want to be an example. I want my life to be an example, just like my parents gifted me that. I don't need that in my life to have a full life. We can be different and we can live against the grain. So I'm super excited. It just feels like a huge weight lifted. I made this choice about, I think I'm on 5 weeks now. I honestly don't really keep track because, like I said, it wasn't like, it was a hard thing. It's a hard thing to think about, like, years and years down the road. And for just being real, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, but what if we travel to like Italy one day and I just enjoy like having a glass of like sangria in Italy? Like, who cares? Like, do you know they have so many mocktails? Like, honestly, at the end of the day, it comes down to, for me, is kind of just getting that little like feeling of having like a cute glass with a cute drink, and a mocktail can do that too. And at the end of the day, like, who cares? But so one of the big reasons I have committed my life to sobriety is I want, as God just grows closer in me and reveals his will for me, like, he's just showing me the power of discipline. And the more disciplined I can be, the more of an example I can be. There's just blessings in that, and I want that. And I really feel, Brian and I feel called to leadership. We have a lot of things in the works, and I feel like leaders go first. You know, leaders almost have to step into this place of human excellence because we want to live our life by example. Like, we want to not only walk the talk or whatever, but do the dang thing. Like, we're going to commit our life to being disciplined. And discipline is hard, but there's fruit within being disciplined. And I also feel like, so I come from a line of alcoholism, and I feel like God kind of showing me, like, I'm calling you to be sober. I'm calling you to be sober. I'm calling you to be sober. You know, I don't see the full picture. What if he's trying to protect me from something in the future down the road from now? So I just feel really grateful for that, because we're all capable of anything. We're all capable of destruction in our lives. Like, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And if God's giving me a warning sign, I'm going to take that seriously. I'm going to pay attention to the convictions of my heart, because I know that he has good intentions for me in my life and has good plans for me. And that's why we have free will. We can choose to listen to those convictions and follow what Jesus is saying, or we can choose not to. And I just am in a place where I'm going to choose to listen. So I'm committing my life to sobriety. And I say that with confidence, and I say that with proud. And I say that to honor the people in my life who've struggled with alcohol, who've struggled with addiction, because I've watched several people in my life walk the journey of addiction and the chains be broken, and it's beautiful. And if anything, I just want to say I'll walk alongside you in that. So this video, we drank, we had a good time. that's not a normal for us. That's like an odd, it feels weird because that's like a sliver of our life. And to like make a whole video with like centered around these two things I feel convicted about, I'm like, wow, this video does not represent how my life actually looks and what we do from a day to day. But we did have a good time and there was blessings in it all. But I just wanted to share. Oh, and there's a verse that I wanted to share that I really like, because once we accept Jesus in our hearts, like he really truly changes our hearts. And because we love him, we choose to change. We don't change because some set of rules or religion. We change because of a relationship with the Lord. And we're like, wow, God, you are so good. Like, I want to change. I want to be more like you because I love you. And you're so good. 1 minute, no, I'm almost done. So the verse, there's several, but this one I like. This is kind of the beginning of it. Do not lie to one another, seeing that you have put off the old self with its practices and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge after the image of its creator. One of the things I've been learning lately is the most important thing we can pray for is wisdom, like asking God for wisdom. Because if we make decisions out of our own knowledge, our own thoughts, our own wisdom, man, we're going to lead ourselves astray. So asking God to plant his wisdom in me through his word, through people, through convictions, through the Holy Spirit. Another one of my prayers lately has been, Lord, silence all the distractions in my life and make me aware of the things that are coming to steal, kill, and destroy and distract me from your plans, your will. And when I committed my life to sobriety, I really felt like I was eliminating this like little distraction, you know, like it really came down to, so Brian and I were getting ready to go on a date, and we don't necessarily get date nights very often, and I felt this extreme pull. I felt like God was telling me, go on a hike with your husband, like enjoy being present with me and present with him. But then there was this other voice in my head being like, go get some spicy margaritas and eat some good food. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel so pulled. Like it's always trying to figure out, like we always just go get a few drinks and eat food. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think that's robbing me of actually experiencing adventure, experiencing presence with me and my husband and the Lord. Like before we were 21 and drink, we used to go adventure and do so many fun dates. And now that we're adults and like drink and enjoy that, like where can we go get a few drinks and eat some food? But I'm like, I want something more. I want more than that. So I feel like I eliminated a slight distraction in my life so I can experience more of God's will for me. And at the end of the day, like we're giving up spicy margaritas to become the spicy margarita. This is what I tell Brian all the time, because I come with a little bit of grit and grace, like, and I'm learning that I can have both of those. And I feel like that's what a spicy margarita is. So I'm giving up the spicy margaritas to become the spicy margarita. And I found one more verse. It's kind of like the other one. I think this is the one I was actually thinking of that wanted to share like the other one. But it says, to put off your old self, which belongs to your former manner of life and is corrupt through deceitful desires, and to be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and to be put on the new self, created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness. Hey. So I'm cleansing my old self, my old ways of life, and truly being renewed through the wisdom of Jesus to put on my new self.